Kia ora and welcome back to episode 2 of ACC's Netball podcast court session. My name is Sam Winders and I am once again joined by the lovely Erina Mikaere. Erina, how are you going?
Kia ora, Sammy. No, I'm good. I'm exhausted, actually. This morning I've been running around the court. You wouldn't believe it, playing indoor netball with the nets. But the one thing you won't believe is I've been shooting, Sammy, from like 2 points. No, I'm not joking. But hey, the cool thing is I'm playing with like Casey Corpua, Anna Harrison, Jodie Brown. Like, it's pretty cool.
All right. Name dropping.
Name dropping, not drop, but I won't name drop that. We're playing in the over 30s indoor netball. Hey. And what about you? What have you been up to?
Oh, same, bro. I've been at the netball court since about 7:45 this morning. I coached my wee school team and then I actually had to sit on the bench for my club team down here in Invercargill because I really crunched my ankle a couple nights at training, and it just goes to show what happens when you try and run around and play social netball. So, yeah, that was a bad mistake. But anyways, it's all good. We're back here. We're back to do a quick little rundown of game number 1 of the Silver Ferns, who of course played last night against Trinidad and Tobago. And the other day we actually spoke about Trinidad and Tobago because they, besides New Zealand and Australia, they were the only other team to ever win a Netball World Cup back in 1970-something. And, you know, with that sort of history, you'd think maybe there could have been a bit of a game there to look at. But to be honest, what was the score? 79-37 to the Silver Ferns. So, bit of a blowout, right?
Yeah, it wasn't to be. But hey, there were some cool things to look out for. Like some would say it was boring, some being me at some points, but there were some cool things, like just watching Trinidad and Tobago. They were just firing the ball in that last quarter like it was gangster.
I thought you were going to say, like, the memorable moment, 6 minutes into the game, they scored their first goal. Hoorah!
That too. I mean, what were we up? I don't even know, but yeah, 6 minutes into it. I think, though, the most memorable moment, and it was the best moment, and I wish they had hyped it up more, was the goal keep twerking, like on the goalpost.
That was a highlight for me. I think that was first quarter situations. Trinidad and Tobago lost the first quarter 23-2, I think. But you know what?
She twerked
I don't even know where they thought they were playing. I think they forgot they were in a World Cup because that girl looked like she was getting down in the club.
She was. She got better moves than anyone I've ever seen. She gave it a quick twerk and I was like, what was that for? Maybe, I'm guessing it was because Grace Nowicki, the goal shooter, pushed off with her booty and she was showing her that actually I got a bigger booty, girl. So that was my interpretation of it.
Check me out.
Yeah, I got this.
Perfect. Well, I think if that clip's still up on the ACC Instagram, you should definitely go have a look because, yeah, so far that was probably the highlight of the game. But there was a couple other things, a few controversial moments out there. For example, the Silver Ferns attire. And I've seen a few things going around. It was the first thing I thought. I was getting really hardcore flashbacks to Rugby World Cup 2007 when New Zealand went down in that dreaded semi-final, quarter-final, whatever it was. I was just a young girl at the time. I can't really remember. But anyway, they were wearing that blimmin' grey jersey, and the Silver Ferns last night whipped out a grey dress. What did you think about that?
Wow, I'm not a fan. I know it's a strip. Because, black is our colour. Like All Blacks, well, we don't even go down that strip in their collared shirt. But hey, we're going back to the grey dress. The people are calling silver. They're saying it's a silver dress, but I see grey. I don't know about you. I see grey.
The cheek of I think it was Debbie Fuller who said it's actually not grey, it's silver. And I was like, do you know what that sounds like? The Australians calling their yellow jersey gold. I'm like, come on guys, unless you're running around in your metallic silver alien suit, then it's grey.
Exactly. Now, the other controversial thing that happened, well, I don't know if it's controversial, but it's something that happened and, it's been spoke about in the media. It's been all over the place. We spoke about it too, is actually they did put Kelly Jury and Wing D. What do you think about that, Wing D ultimate person?
I just want to know what Kelly Jury did to piss her coaches off so much that she got put in the so-called dud position. You know that wing D, and I'm a wing D myself, and most wing Ds are like, wing D's the most important position on the court. But let's be honest, if you rock up to Saturday netball, which is what happened this morning in my little netball team, and you only had 6 players, what position are you going to go without? Probably wing D. So let's be real here. I want to know what Kelly Jury did to make those coaches put her in wing D. It was like, was she late to the game? Did she forget her shoes? The list goes on. Did she insult one of them? I don't know.
Maybe she did something good, and hey, maybe she could give me some tips so I could see how I'd go out there, because maybe I could do that to my coach and then I'd be put out there and be great fun. I feel like it'd be fun. I know.
Are you saying you want to be with D?
Apologies, no, I don't. I have been playing shooter this morning. I might mention again, but hey, that's all right. What else happened in that game, Sammy?
So when you say you played shooter, did you shoot or did you?
I shot.
How did that go?
I shot, and my stats are probably, I got 1 out of 50. It probably is. Actually, it's a 2-pointer, so I got 2 points out of whatever I shot up.
Stop it.
So it still counts, right?
Proud of you.
What else? What else went on in that game, Sammy? Like, what were some standouts for you?
Yeah, the score blew out quite a bit, so you had to really dig deep to find reasons to keep interested in the game. And I thought the umpiring was quite funny. There was one moment in that game where umpire Josh, and we love Josh because he's got the biggest calves around. Like, seriously, if you want some calf inspiration, you just check out a netball court and find out where Josh is umpiring. Because anyway, he called, the ball was like right down the other end of the court. And then next thing you know, he's blown a whistle for something that's happened in the goal circle. And all we hear is goal keep, goal shoot. You guys have to settle down. And I was like, what is going on? And then it made me think about our netball bingo that we've got. And one of them is having a rumble, people having rumbles on the court. So I was like, did we just miss something on the bingo? And unfortunately, the camera situation just, it wasn't on. So we will never know. I might have to ask Grace Nweki because it was between her and the twerker.
And it was only... Wasn't it only 25 seconds into that third quarter that was happening? So what were they doing in the 25 seconds before that happened to, was the rumbles going on?
Yeah, there was something heated happening out there, and it might have been a competition between who's got the biggest booty. So, yeah, I'd love to see how that played out, but we didn't get to. And I think the other thing that I had a good chuckle at was the microphone situation in the arena was quite interesting. So if we rewind it back and we first of all look at the game. So over in South Africa, it was played at something like 9 o'clock in the morning, and the crowd turnout was just like
epic.
It was bloody awful.
I mean, Irene was there.
Oh, actually, yeah. Irene Van Dyke, legend of New Zealand. She made up for a bit of it. Yeah, go Irene. But yeah, it was just awful. But anyway, they had microphones spaced out around the crowd, and so you could just hear the crowd saying whatever they thought. And so I thought, how good would it be if you had like planted people in the crowd? So every time the camera goes onto the crowd or whatever, you had someone just like saying something into that microphone just to hype that game up and give the spectators something else to think about. What would you have in there? I don't even know.
Yeah, sure. I was just going to ask you that, Sammy. What would you yell? So say we put you in there, you were New Zealand's ringing for the crowd, crowd sideline person. What are you in there saying?
Oh, I think I would be yelling out things that we could do to tick off our bingo. For example, smack on the face, and then we'd get our rumble. Yeah. Or that's a toss-up, Brad. That's a toss-up. Just, sometimes you can get into the umpire's head, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I would just do the streaker thing. So, I'll just, I got us, I'll streak. I'd probably scare the whole stadium, but there was only 5 people in there probably. So it's all right. I'll scare Irene and then we're all good.
I didn't see any security. So if anybody's listening to this that's actually in South Africa and wants to complete one of our bingos, there's an opportunity there. I didn't see any security. So actually, speaking of security, earlier in the week, this just came out a couple of days ago, some situations went down in South Africa with that Jamaican thing.
Yeah, so the Jamaican team, which in the shooter, Janelle Fowler, she posted up that she actually had her purse stolen and people were trying to get into the room and she wasn't feeling safe. Messaged her a quick little, I feel sorry for you. Now you're good. Because actually I just wanted to see how they were going to go against, in the World Cup. And actually that's my mate, so I wanted to check on her too. But she said she's not feeling safe. And then Shamira Sterling jumped in on that and she was like, she was ready to go home. They hadn't even started. But that's all good because they smoked their team like 100-something.
Yeah, poor old Sri Lanka. That's who they beat 100. That was a huge score, that blowout. But I know, what the heck? These girls are there to play a World Cup and they got people sneaking into their rooms. The bloody South African criminals over there. I don't even know. Like, where's the security at? Where's their security guard who used to be a poacher in the African, what do you call it, jungles like the New Zealand team had? That's who they need in their teams to protect them. But shit, if we think about it, so what other World Cup? We've got the Women's FIFA World Cup happening in the moment, which is, even though this game was on Sky Sport 1 last night, which I was like, yo, New Zealand, the FIFA World Cup is just dominating, right? Like, the crowds are unreal. Yeah. Even though New Zealand got a bit of a growling a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago, actually, New Zealand got told, you guys need to pull your weight and go to the games kind of thing. But the crowds have been so good. And then you get to the South African World Cup and the stands are empty. There's no bloody streakers. There's nothing happening. There's not even any Venezuelans or whatever they're called, those things, Who's in charge of that?
No one's swearing yet on camera, but I did actually hear in one point of the game they were like, oh, Nolene must be happy with that. Pan to her and she was just sitting there.
Sucking on lemon.
Just sitting there watching the TNT team, their coach, as soon as I think they buffed it in the fourth quarter and they were like, yeah, smiling away. It looked great. But hey, we need to tick off our bingo. So yeah, we need some of that. We need some of that buzz going on in there. Did you hear the commentator? Did you hear the commentator?
When? At what point?
Oh, the whole thing. I just heard there was something happened at the end of the game and I was like, what is going on?
Oh, yes, that's so gold. We should get an audio clip of that if we can, because I think they were talking about that's the Caribbean way is what they said, and then the commentator was like, oh, yeah. And it just didn't stop, and I was like, that's nice.
Well, it's the Caribbean style, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I add that to my vocabulary. Oh, yeah. Well, Sammy, as I do, I went online and did my research. And obviously, we spoke about it. Hot topic, right, was all about our dress colour. It was it was overall, over the board, it was a no. But, hey, they did it. They tried a grey silver. And let's be honest, our girls look good in anything. But, yeah, it's a no. The other thing was, okay, so this wasn't our game, but did you see Australians air ball? It was a air ball under goal. Yeah, at World Cup, we were like, wow, it's air ball under the hoop. But then she got it back because I think someone must have did an obstruction. And then she shot it over the hoop. I think it was Sophie Garbin. So,
oh, gosh.
That was hot topic. How do you feel about air balls, Sammy?
Well, the classic is if it lands in the hands of your other shooter, it's like,
it's a pass.
Good pass. Everyone makes a show of being like, oh, she didn't mean to shoot that situation. But I just think it's a straight up shame.
Shame. We should have had that bingo. We should have had that in bingo. But anyway, the overall rating online, there was an auntie online that gave them an 8 out of 10 for their performance. Yeah, the Silver Ferns. Our Silver Ferns. There was a comment, because we've already spoke about it, obviously, the 6-foot wingdie. Someone said, bless her though, good on her for giving another position a try. I was just a bit baffled at that comment because I don't know if World Cup is a try, and I think she knows how to play defence, but that's an interesting comment.
This is not a thing you'd hear on the sidelines at your 5-year-old's netball game when they switch from S to D. Oh, good on her. She's giving it a go. Oh, come on, people. That's good.
And I think the one thing we should have said is like, that wing attack was mean. Like, she was just cutting some grass. Anyway, one of the other things that come up was, can someone please tell Auntie her tino rangatiratanga flag was upside down. I didn't notice that myself, but I laughed at that when I saw that. And the last thing that went to the commentary team was they actually called Tonga Tonka. So I really want to know who that was because that's not the one.
The disrespect.
The disrespect, the Tonga. But speaking of Tonga, Katuivaiti was playing and we saw one of our bingo. If you did watch it, you could have got one of your bingo pool play marked off. Should we recap on what our bingo was? We'll recap them all, go over that.
We ticked off her no-look pass, which we even gave a suggestion most likely seen the Tongan game. So shot our kitty. She got the no-look pass done. We didn't get Nolene saying well done or good girl. And to be honest, I turned the game off, so I didn't actually watch the captain interviews afterwards, so I can't comment on the content of those. I saw the ref who's renowned for doing a toss-up, and she actually sent someone off, so we didn't have that in there either. But no toss-ups, maybe a rumbles between our workers.
I did see a rumbles. Well, it looked like a kind of a rumbles. It was like one of those staunch out ones. In I think it was a South Africa game versus Wales. One of the shooters kind of got hooked up with Carla Pretorius. They had a little bit of a tussle, and then the goalkeeper comes over and gives her the "what you want now?" Gives her the look in the face. So not quite rumbles, but we're almost there. Almost there.
Those South Africans are dangerous. There was no coaches were caught swearing on camera last night, although I don't speak all their languages. There's a few African teams over there, so maybe they're swearing in African, who knows. Commentators had some absolute blinders last night, cliche after cliche, so that was fun to listen to. Player yelling, let's go, their hands in the air. I'd watch England, so
no, neither.
No vuvuzelas and no streakers, as mentioned. So we got to keep watching these games. We'll work our way through those, and hopefully there's some more entertainment coming up.
All right, Sammy, before we wrap up, who do we play next, and what are your predictions for that game? Because they had a goodie. You don't even know who we're playing next?
No. I joke. We're playing Uganda.
We are playing the She Cranes. What are your what's your predictions for it?
We're playing Uganda, and when I said before what the score was, it was actually the score that Uganda beat Singapore by. So that's a similar kind of margin is what we beat. Who did we just play? Trinidad and Tobago by. So Uganda, I think they're going to be way more composed than Trinidad and Tobago. They've had their first hit out, they had a big win, and they're going to put some pressure on. So I hope to see some more twerking. Those girls have some big booties too. So it's going to be a battle of the booties.
Ooh, I can't wait, and I hope to see something different. Actually, I'm gonna clinch to some streaking or something, because I need to keep my eyes open during that game or a close game. But it's a later game, 9:00 New Zealand time, correct?
No, I think it's 7 p.m. New Zealand time.
Oh, let's go. I'll be awake, okay, if I'm not exhausted from today. But I must say, New Zealand by 12. That's my expert guess.
I'm gonna go Uganda 20.
Ooh, let's go. What are you putting on the table, Sammy? Quickly, just before we go, what are you putting on the table if you get that right, or do I win something? If I win,
my Rolex.
Your Rolex. Yeah, I will give you a Crocs charm.
Yeah. So I think that's all we've got for today. That covers everything. But we will be back here again tomorrow to go over the Silver Ferns second game against Uganda. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to a few more entertaining netball moments.
Yeah, bring your expert, because court session is out.